Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Martin Baraya and in this tutorial we're gonna learn about how to connect the specific methods to the UI elements and build interactive application. Okay, now let's talking about the Kotlin class and why we use it. First of all, a class is a program unit that groups together functions and data to perform some tasks. And we use Kotlin classes in the files that consist of Kotlin code to connect specific methods to the UI elements that were designed in XML. And with the Android Studio, we can use Kotlin library development to build Android apps. And here I put a note for you guys. Somebody asked me, what is the difference between methods and function? Methods and function are the same, with different terms. And the example of Kotlin file, like this one, main activity with extension of .kt, refer to Kotlin. Okay, now I have some tips for you guys. First one, we can use Kotlin file to build Android app, and we can use Java file to build Android apps, and we can use both Kotlin and Java to build Android apps. That means if we have one project consists of Kotlin files and Java files, then these files can work together without any issue and build through one project. Okay guys, now let's take a simple example with the graph to show you how to connect the UI element to the Kotlin methods. And to explain this graph for you guys, inside the UI we have a button, for example, and this button, inside this button we add Android on click. So by using this code, we can connect this button inside the UI with the main activity class, and the main activity class that consists of this method. So in this case, we can connect this method inside this class with the UI, with this button inside the UI through this code, through this XML code, Android on click. And when we're using methods, then we can perform actions on the UI or the REST API of the application. Okay guys, now let's dive in and build interactive application with the Android Studio. So with the Android Studio, we can start a new project, then choose empty activity, and we can rename it to be interactive app. Then we can choose the save location. I'm gonna choose on the desktop. Then we can choose Kotlin language and start the minimum API level with the API 16. Then just hit finish. After Gradle build finished, then we can start design the UI. And we can design the UI through the layout and inside the XML file. And in this case, so we're gonna choose activity main XML file, and this file available inside the resource and layout file, and from the layout we can choose this file too. So first of all, I'm gonna delete the text view right now, and we're gonna change the root for this layout to be linear layout. Then we can add the orientation. So we can add the Android orientation equal to vertical. We can delete this line of code right now because we don't need it. And before continue, we're gonna add a background image for this linear layout. So we're gonna add a background by adding image. I put a new image inside the drawable file, and this is my image here. Then after I put the image inside the drawable file, we can add a background through the XML file in this way. So we're gonna add Android background equal, inside the drawable file we have this file name, and this is the image name, the file name for the image, and this is the image here. And in this example we could need a two linear layout. The root layout, the first one, could be vertical and the other one horizontal, and we need the horizontal one because we need to add two buttons and one text in horizontal way. So we're gonna add another linear layout inside the root layout in horizontal linear layout. So first of all, we're gonna add a linear layout here. Then we're gonna close this linear layout tag in this way. So inside this linear layout, the horizontal one, we're gonna add two buttons and one text view. So I'm gonna add the first button for increment process. So we can add it here inside this linear layout. So here we can add a button with the ID. This is the ID for it, increment. And this button have layout width and height 48 dp, and we can choose a layout margin for it. I choose 16 dp, and the text, this is plus sign, and we can choose the text size and text color in this way. And after that, we need to add text view for the quantity. So we can add the text view here inside this linear layout. So here we can add a text view in this way. This text view have a width and height with the wrap content, and I'm choosing padding equal to 5 dp, and the text is quantity for the quantity, and I can choose a text style and text all caps equal true, and we can choose the text color. We can choose the color primary dark, and the text size I'm choosing 35 sp. And by the way, I'm choosing the sp because this is the text size. Then we need to add another button for decrement process. So inside the same linear layout, we can add here another button for decrement process, and we can do this by adding the button here, and this button has ID for decrement, and this button have a layout width and height with 48 dp, and we can choose a margin 16 dp, and the text is a minus sign, and the text size we can choose 35 sp, and we can choose the text color too. Then we need another text view element to display the number of the quantity, but in this case we need to add another text view outside of this linear layout. So if we add another text view here, so this text view could be outside of this linear layout but inside the root, the original root linear layout, the vertical one. So here we can add another text view in this way, and this text view, I choose this text view to be vertical way outside of this linear layout, and this text view has ID for the quantity text view, and width and height with the wrap content, and I'm choosing padding equal 8 dp, and the text, this is the default text, you can write any number you want, and the text color, you can choose the text color, and the text size with the text style in this way. And after that we need to add another button for submit the order. and this button could be inside the vertical linear layout, the root linear layout, because this button could be added here in a vertical way. So here we can add another button, and this button has ID, the button ID, and have a width and height with the wrap content, and layout margin we can choose 16 dp, and the text, this is the text for the button, order now, and the text style and text size and text color in this way. And we're gonna add the last two elements to display the price in this way. So we're gonna add two more text view. The first one to display the price, the price word, and another text view to display the amount of the price. And we need to add these text view in a vertical way, so in the same way we added before for the button on the text view. Okay guys, now after done with our design, let's modify it, and we can do that by adding a new drawable file. So we need to add a new drawable file. We can choose app, then through the app we can choose the resource file, and from the resource file we can choose the drawable, then right click and choose a new drawable resource file, and we can name it to be a drawable, and the source set main and directory name is a drawable. After done, just hit finish. Then inside this selector we're gonna add a new item with open and close tag. Then we need to add a new shape with open and close tag inside it in this way. And inside this shape we're gonna add this, so we have to add salt and corners and fading in this way. And after done with this drawable file, then we can go back to the activity main XML file. Then we're gonna add this file as a background for any item you want. So in this case I can add it in the background of this text view, the last one. So here we can add it in this way. We add Android background. Inside the drawable we have a drawable XML file that we did. So this drawable we choose it to be a background inside the activity main XML file for this item in this way. Then we're gonna modify the other button, this one and this and this, by adding a new drawable file as a background. So we're gonna add a new drawable file. So inside the drawable folder, we can add right click, then choose the new drawable resource file. Then we could name it this drawable2 file. So after done, just hit OK. And like the same way we did for the last one, we're gonna add it in this way. Inside the item and shape, we're gonna add sort and corners and padding in this way, but with a different color. We choose a different color for the button. And after done with this file, we're gonna return back to the activity main XML file and add this drawable2 file as a background for the button. So we're gonna add it as a background for this button and this one too. So we're gonna add it here. We're gonna add it as a background from the drawable folder and the drawable file. So this button is changed. And we're gonna do the same thing with the other buttons. So we add it for this button too and the other button in this way, and we change this button and this button too. Okay guys, now after complete the design part, then we're gonna move to main activity Kotlin file, and in this file we're gonna add methods and specific methods to make interactive application. So depend on our design. The first of all, we need a method to display the quantity value on the screen. So inside the main activity Kotlin file, and here outside of the onCreate override function, and inside the main activity, here we can add this method. This is a private function to display the number. This method has input number, type of integer, with the private value, and this has a variable val quantity text view, and this value we can find it by using find view by id text view or id quantity text view, and this id we already did it inside the XML file inside our design, and this is the id for the text view, for this text view. So this text view, this is the id for it, and we use it inside this method in this way by using find view by id. Then we're gonna add the quantity text view dot text, and we took this value dot text, we add dot text equal to empty string plus number, and this number coming from this input that we put it inside this method in this way. So in this case we add a method to display the given quantity value on the screen. Okay guys, now we need to add another method to display the given price on the screen, and we can add it here in this way. So we just need to import this library, Java text number format. So we add this another private function for display price, and this function has one input value type of int, and this method has a variable val price text view, and we can find it by using find view by id type of text view, and this is the price text view id inside our design. So this is the id for this text view for this one, and we can use it, this id, inside this method in this way. And after that we can take this value price text view, convert it to text, dot text equal to number format dot get currency instance, and this is instance for get the currency method dot format, and this format has number, and this number we put it, this number coming from this input value that we put it inside our method, this one equal to this one in this way. So in this case we just add a method to display the given price on the screen. Okay, now the last part, we need 3 more methods, and these methods could be, the first one depend on our design. The first one could be for increment, and another one for decrement, and the last one for order, for submit the order. So we're gonna add these 3 methods inside the main activity. And before that, we just need to add another variable, but we're gonna add it outside of onCreate to be public variable in this way. So we're gonna add a variable var, we name it quantity equal to, this is the number of default value that we put it inside our design. Then we need to add 2 methods, the first one for increment and another one for decrement in this way. So outside the onCreate override methods, we can add two methods, the first one for increment and the second one for decrement. And this method has input value type of view, and this method has a variable quantity equal quantity plus 1 to increment the quantity plus 1. Then we're gonna use a display methods, we call this display private methods inside it, and this method has one input value and we put a quantity value inside it in this way. And the same thing for the another methods for decrement. So in the decrement we have input value type of view, then the quantity equal quantity minus 1 to decrement the value. We use the same quantity, public variable, equal quantity minus 1. Then we're gonna display the quantity by call the display method to display the quantity inside it in this way. And by the way, you can just change the syntax for the quantity equal quantity plus 1 to be like this. So we can write it in this way, quantity plus equal 1. That's referred to quantity equal quantity plus 1. So either way, use this syntax or the old one is okay. And that's it. Now we're done, and we add the last method is called when the order button is clicked. So we make our application interactive in this way. Now we just need to modify our design, the XML file. So for each button we're gonna add on a click to make it interactive with the main activity Kotlin file. So here with this button we're gonna add Android on a click increment in this way, and same thing with the another button for decrement. So we're gonna add it here, Android on a click for decrement. And the last submit order, submit button, could be here. So we're gonna add Android on a click for submit order. And by the way, we use this name submit order. We use the same syntax for this name. Here we put it inside the main activity for the methods. Okay guys, now we need to change the color theme for our application, and we can change it through the color file. And the color file you can find it through go through app, then resource, choose resource, and inside the values here we can find the colors XML file, and inside this file we can change the primary and primary dark color and the color accent too. So we're gonna change it, and here we just change the number for the color in this way. So we change the primary color to be this one, and the primary dark this one, and the last one too. And that's it. And the last thing, I just forget to add the gravity center inside the main XML file with our design. So here inside our design we're gonna add Android gravity center to make look like better. than before. And that's it. So we're done with our application. Okay guys, now let's try our application by using Android virtual device. So we're gonna click on the run and choose our device, and in this example we're gonna use Pixel API 26, then just hit OK. Okay guys, now we can try our application. So this is our application. Here we can add a quantity, then we can just submit the order by using this button, order now. So it's gonna change the price for it in this way. And if we decrement, just choose the order now button, the price could be changed. We put the requirement to be $5 for each cup of coffee. Okay guys, now that's it for this video. If you like the video, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to get the update tutorials like this. And that's it. Thank you for watching.